Now let's take a look at an identity and use our graphing calculator to maybe give us some information about it. Let's say I want to use my calculator to kind of give me an idea of what's going on, and I have this expression right here, the sine of x over 1 plus cosine x, and I want to see if it's an identity that I might recognize. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter this expression right here into my calculator on the y equals. And when I do that, let me pull up my calculator for you. When I do that, this is now on the y1. So I have sine x divided by 1 plus cosine x. I can graph this. In case you don't remember, there is a window. If you go to zoom, there's a trig window that I could use. It snaps to like a standard trig window. And when I graph it, it looks like this. Now at this point you want to ask yourself, what does this function look like? Does it look like, what trig function did this just graph and look like? It looks kind of like a tan function. So now you're going to ask yourself, well, is it tan x? Could it be tan 2x? Tan x over 2? I don't know. Let's go see if we can come up with an identity that would match the graph. So if I go back to y equals, and let's just say, for example, I want to type in the tangent of x, because I know that it's a tangent function and I don't know how that relates to this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to graph both of these on the same graph, and you can see the blue line was my original identity here, or my original expression. The red lines being graphed are my tan x, and since they don't lie on top of each other, this is not a tan x function. So let's go back and let's try a different value. So instead of tan x, what if we tried tan x divided by 2? Graph that, and if the two graphs, or if the two functions lie on top of each other, then we will have shown graphically that we have an identity going on. And so my screen is graphing it here. These color calculators are beautiful, but they are extremely slow. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but my lines are turning kind of purple. In other words, my tan x over 2 function is being graphed right on top of the original function that I had in there. And that tells me then that I have an identity that's occurring at the tan of x over 2. Now why is that important to you? Maybe that's important to you because if I'm given something that looks like this and I want to be able to apply an identity, but I don't know what identity I might use, maybe I want to plug it into my calculator and see if I can quickly come up with an identity to then use in another form. So that's an idea of why you might want to use that.